Hello, welcome to the homestead. Today we're going to work on getting the paddock area fenced in, and the first thing that I need to do in order to accomplish that is to make myself a stretcher bar. You've probably seen them, they look like this, and I figured I could probably just make one rather than spend the 80 some odd bucks that that Tractor Supply and those type of places want for it. And we'll see if it works. I've been doing this type of fencing without a stretcher, but on this time I want to actually stretch it nice and tight like you're supposed to, because I'd like the area to be a good long-lasting one. So I'm gonna build that first, then we're gonna go out and probably clean up the the area where the fence is actually gonna go, take the trimmer out there and just take the grass down along that path, and then we'll get some fence stretching going on. We got a new sense of urgency on it because our cows have escaped again. They've actually spent the week with our neighbor, who is a really great sport. He lets them, he lets our cows go with their herd whenever this happens, and not a big deal. I'm just hoping I know we can get Strawberry back. Strawberry is such a grain whore that she will come with in any circumstance. I'm a little more worried about Patch and whether or not he might be weaned to the point where he's not going to come just to get the mama milk, in which case we're going to need to have our neighbor help us and corral him and to get him actually back. But we're going to get started with this project now, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Okay, so the general idea here is I've got two 2x4s here that are going to basically make a sandwich. I've got some bolts that are gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll obviously clamp the fence between the two 2x4s, and then these eye bolts will be placed, you know, about a quarter of the way in on each side, and then this axle strap along with these shackles will go between them, and then we will use the winch puller to pull it tight. So that's the general plan. That's what I'm gonna go with, and we'll get started. What I got. It's not very complicated. I think I explained it a little bit differently than I remember putting it together in my head the first time. The axle strap is actually to go around the H-brace, which the winch will clip onto. So that's what will anchor the winch to the H-braces via the axle strap. I'm using chain that's completely overkill. It's actually the chain that I use for pulling stumps, but it's the only chain I have right now readily available that's suitable for this purpose. At some point I'll get a shorter chain, but it still is gonna work. Got the shackle, using the shackles to attach to the eye hooks. You have a chain running between it that the winch hooks onto, so it's kind of right in center here, so as it's pulling evenly across the center. And then the boards here, you can see the bolts in it. They just make these two boards a sandwich. The fence goes in between that. The boards come down, get sandwiched together, and it puts, in theory, even tension across the whole width of the fence, so that you can pull it nice and taut. So we are going to put theory to practice and see if this thing works, see if I can use it without destroying the fence, it or myself. And yeah, let's see. All right. Okay, so we're out here near the fence area. Our neighbors' puppies are getting bigger, and so they're barking their little heads off. It's kind of fun. So here's what I'm gonna do. I've got my roll of wire there. So this isn't field fencing, so it's not the wide stuff. This is just welded wire. I think it's 1x2. Yeah, 1x2. Rectangle welded wire. Same stuff I've been using because it's a little cheaper. And that's what I got. So the first thing I'm gonna do is unclip it, start unrolling it, and I'm gonna give myself enough length that I can clip off the vertical pieces, you could say, the pieces that go in between here. Clip those off so that I have straight runs of the horizontal wire, about a foot or two, give or take, enough to wrap around the post. Oh, I think you got the wire. Around the post to staple it on, to give it a good grip onto that before I then unroll it the rest of the way and do the same thing on the other end in preparations for stretching. But we'll get there when we get there. So I'm gonna get going. Okay, so now we gotta go to the other end, kind of do the same thing. Get it straightened out, get the end wraps prepped. The only difference on this side is that you gotta kind of guesstimate where it's gonna be, because you're actually gonna hook up the bar in the winch to where you're gonna fasten it. So you kind of wanna guesstimate that before you cut your end piece off. Seems to be working. See if I can catch a shot where you can kind of see the fence tension in it. got this side done. Mostly straight, pretty taut. And come over here. It's got a little bit of give, but it's a lot tighter than the other ones that I've done. This has a lot of play down here, which I'll have to do something with. Probably put like a little, either another T-post there or maybe a cross brace there. I forgot to put the diagonals on, so I want to do that to take the load off of it, but it's holding up all right for now. But the tensioner worked, the little homemade one. Got some ideas, some tweaks to do. Definitely a smaller chain smaller chain with probably another shackle for the winch to actually hook onto. A lot of this just depends on how level the ground is too. If you're going over rocks or bumps, like my big part was the concrete from that post is up so high that it kind of had to go over, and so it was putting more tension there and not letting the rest of the fence tension up evenly. So I think you saw there I put some staples in the bottom there to keep the tension on the bottom, and I moved the winch up to try to bring it there. But you can see along the fence here, not exactly straight. It's got a tilt to it like that. So, but it's fine. It's gonna work. It's gonna do the job. It's going to keep things that we want out, and it's gonna keep things we want in. So that's all I'm doing for today, because we have an event at church coming up this evening that I'm hosting. It's a hymn sing, so it's just an hour of just singing hymns. No worship format, no, just singing praises to God. And then tomorrow we'll get this side done. So I'm gonna go do this tomorrow, and you're gonna do it right now. Okay, here we are. Next day for me, 2 seconds later for you. We're gonna be on this side now. I went ahead and put the diagonal on the H-brace on this side. I was gonna do it on the other side as well. I found some extra barbed wire that was gonna work, but I realized that with the fence actually on there, I can't, and I don't wanna take the time to take the staples out and do that with it right now anyway. So what I'll probably do is just get some high tensile wire and use a ratchet and do it a different way. It's good for now, it'll hold. Just don't want it to be under that tension long term, because if you don't know the physics of a H-brace, you got the 2 posts and then you got the H, right? Well, if your fence is going that way and you're pulling on it, tensioning it from this direction, or it's actually going from both directions, but let's say this is the end of your fence, all right? And so you've got your winch hooked up here and you're pulling on this side, all right? So everything's going that way. Well, as you're pulling this, it's running into the H, which is putting pressure on this board, but you've got the diagonal that's trying to pull it back this way, and that's what helps keep it square. In case no one's ever explained it to you or you've never heard it explained that way, I hope that helps. So I've done that with that H-brace. Now I'm gonna run the fence. First thing I'm gonna do is get the weed whacker out, trim the grass up so that it's nice and patted down, and then we'll get to running the fence. A little bit of a challenge on this one, because on this side, I don't have a good anchor point. I'm probably gonna end up using the tree, but that wastes a whole lot of fence going along that side. Can't really anchor to this because this is, for all intent purposes, freestanding. It's got the T-posts in it, and I was kind of wondering if I could hook it to that, but the amount of tension that it's gonna be under, I don't think that's a good idea. So I think I'm just gonna have to suck up wasting the fence and attach it to the tree, because that'll be a good anchor spot, assuming of course that the staples that I use hold and all that good stuff. I suppose I could go to that post there, but that'd be a really weird diagonal, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go to the tree and we'll go from there. It'll be what it is. All right, we got it stretched. We got it fastened at that end. Gonna go down here and anchor it a little bit better. Then we're gonna put the T-post clips on. Then we'll finish on the other end. Okay, let's get you out of the sun. The paddock project is done. We just need a cow to put it in now. So we're gonna go strawberry hunting. Note on the gate. I took a gate that we have so we could put it on here because I didn't have a gate and I haven't put that idea in motion yet. And I will explain it later. I will explain what the idea is, and I promise I will go over with you whether I do it or not for the future. I want to see if I can make a cheaper gate than you can just pick up at Tractor Supply. I know you can, like, if you can weld and you can get the raw materials and everything like that, but I want to kind of make a poor man's gate, and I have an idea for how to do that. So maybe I'll make just a separate video on that. But for right now, we got this gate on. We're ready to get cows back. So plan is to get Strawberry tonight. And then we're going to hopefully have Patch be hungry overnight and want the mama. We'll put the halter on her and we'll get him back in the morning when he wants the mama milk. So
are we gonna video all of that?
I don't know. We'll see if we'll get it all on video. We'll try to get it on video. I've got to go do another project. The girls are gonna go cow hunting, and we're gonna call this one a wrap. So don't worry about it.
Why?
Until next time, God be with you all in all that you do, and remember, keep the faith
and keep up the fight.
God bless. Bye-bye.